recording. I'm sorry. Talking about for instance the one of the crises that we're having right here in Colombia with immigrants. We know that there is this term which is not very nice that some people use to refer to people from Venezuela, so they call them venecos, right? But I think some of you already know about this origin, and it's the word originally was used first during the 80s, and it was a word that was used to refer to Colombians who would go to live there. And we know that Venezuela was one of the best places to live back then in the 80s here in South America. So lots of people from other countries would go there and live and earn money. So lots and lots of Colombians went to Venezuela. They were living, working there. And then when they would come back here, they would use certain words or they would have a slightly Venezuelan accent. So Colombians who lived in Colombia would call those other Colombians venecos because of that reason. You see, because they were Colombians who went to Venezuela and they were having a good life there, and now they feel like as if they were Venezuelans. So as a way to make fun of those Colombians who went to Venezuela and were somehow changing the way they express and everything, they started to use that term. These days, the term means something completely different. But there you go. You see, that word itself, which is invented, has got certain power and also somehow depicts the way peoples see each other. At the same time, you know, all these discussions that are going on regarding inclusive language and how some people say that we should actually try to do that and use certain expressions, and some others believe that that's not the case. So there you go. There is a discussion on that as well. You see, so it's a very complex thing, actually. So that's part of what I wanted to say. But even more, we don't have to go that far when we want to think about the power of words. I'm going to copy paste here a short list of extremely powerful words, and you'll see how these very simple words have a very big power. Give me a second, please. Let me just go copy paste those words here. So look at this, guys. Words like words or phrases like yes, we can, I love you, please, no, free. You see, I mean, when we see these words and phrases, we see a lot of power there. And these words can change completely the way we perceive communication and the way we interact with other people. So this is just a very simple example on that. And apart from that, guys, so that's one thing, right? So that my point here is how words are extremely powerful. And that's why, as I've been trying to say during this week, we need to be extremely careful with the selection of words that we have. Sometimes we tend to use the same words for everything. And sometimes perhaps we are not fully aware of the words that we use. And that applies for both the Spanish and English, of course. But talking about English specifically, as I've said, it's not just about knowing structures and grammar, but vocabulary also plays a key role. Because just by knowing more specialized or more specific words, you can change completely the way you communicate. But on the other hand, as I was saying before, there are new words being created all the time, right? There are new words being incorporated to the language all the time. And there is actually a list that I want to share with you. Give me a second. There's an article actually on words that have been added by January, by the end of this year, in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So look at this. I'm gonna just click on this link. So if you enter this link, guys, you will find this article, and this article will talk about that, which is words that are being incorporated to English just recently. And as I said, I'm talking about January this year. So new words are being incorporated to the language. So just to illustrate that, guys, I'm going to share my screen just to show you. I've got a Word file with some words which are on that list, which some words which are considered to be new. So here we are, guys. Here you guys have the words. So we've got these ones: screenager, mid space, mondegreen, cardioprotective, and physiatry. Those are words that are new in English, and I don't know if you know. So let's try to see what the meanings of each of these words are, if that's okay with you. So the first one, guys, is screenager. Let me just put it over here. A screenager, it's a teenager who knows a lot about the internet. You see, so it's a word that basically combines two things: screen and teenager. I'm sorry, screenagers. That it would be screen. No, it wouldn't be a screenager, but a screenager. Now that I understand better the composition of the word, so a screenager. So screenager, a teenager who knows a lot about the internet. Just to give you an example, mid-space, guys, we've got this other one. It's a physical reality as opposed to virtual reality. You see, although I mean clearly this word, it sounds very informal, right? But people would call that. So we talk about the virtual reality, right? What happens in the video games and everything, but you might also want to do things in the mid space. I mean, we live in the mid space. You see, like the combination of mid clearly and space. That's another example. Then we have this one, guys. Let me show you. Which look at this: a mishearing or a misinterpretation of a phrase in a song or poem that gives it a new meaning. So that's when you listen to a song, for instance, and you heard wrong, and that changes the meaning for completely. So for example, excuse me while I kiss this guy, instead of excuse me while I kiss the sky. And that happens a lot when we listen to music, right? I mean, there are people who listen to music and they clearly understand something different. So that's what we call a mondegreen. There you go. Cardioprotective, which is a word that I think we can understand just like that, which is anything that serves to protect the heart. Hmm? And physiatry, which is the physical medicine and rehabilitation. So these are just some examples, guys, of words which are new in the English language, as you can see. Okay, so guys, I'd like to know if you got any comments so far. I mean, I know this is just an introduction, so perhaps you guys not necessarily have questions right now, but I don't know if you would like to perhaps make any annotation, any sort of uh, comment so far. No? Okay. Okay. Nice. So so that's with the words which are also new. So as we said, language is a living thing, basically. Um, and I would just like to invite you to have a look at this article. Believe me, it's really interesting, and it presents some words which are also new. So the fact that words are new means that words are created once again, right? So because language is a living thing. So as it happens with these words that I just share with you, that as people use them, we start to create them, and there are different uses, informal uses, which are sometimes accepted in the language, but sometimes also the words are not accepted, but still are still used by people. I mean, there is this very I don't know, common fashion among centennials and millennials in Colombia, at least, which I love. I must accept that I really like it, and it's how we form certain verbs. I mean, we take some verbs in Spanish and we deform those verbs using phrases which are not standard, which are not accepted in Spanish. What do I mean? So when we, instead of say dormir, some people say hacer la cobijación, for instance, right? I mean, that kind of game with a language, you see? And I like it. I mean, it's interesting because it's a creative use of language. And there are, you know, there is a super long list like this. So like hacer la cobijación or hacer la olvidación, or even with practicar no sé qué, right? So that's what Chomsky talks about when he talks about the creativity behind the language itself, behind the use of a language. So that's nice. But of course, this is a non-standard use of Spanish, and that will never be accepted. So there is no way that the Real Academia Española de la Lengua will accept um, such constructs of a language. I mean, that's clearly not the case. But there are some other cases in which words are used so much and they become they become a standard even. I mean, they are accepted in the language. So I don't know if you know, but there is this term that was coined here in Colombia. I think that was in the 90s, by the beginning of the 90s, which is actually accepted by the Real Academia. And let me just show it to you. Let me try to look for that here. Let me just double check because I want to make sure it's right there. It's not here. I think it's not here. It should be in another word. So there are expressions that we used commonly. We had a completely different origin. So like the term zanahorio, un plan zanahorio, for instance, right? And that's somehow in the standard Colombian Spanish. So that's just to give you an example. But the point is, guys, that same way, there were expressions, there were words that in some moment were created and then we still use them. And that's a case of those 2,000 words that I told you about by Shakespeare. So there is a number of words like that have been that were created by Shakespeare and that we are using today. Look at this example, guys. What a key word, the word lonely. You see, so just to give you a dimension of the relevance of the words coined by Shakespeare. So lonely was one of those 2,000 words which were created by him, and how we need them. I mean, we need such words to talk in in English. And even those words have been important enough to have an impact on the way, I mean, expressions that we even use in Spanish. We tend to quote certain, you know, lines from his plays. I'm gonna give you an example of at least, I'm gonna give you an example of two very, very popular, very famous lines by Shakespeare, and you'll see that you will just catch them immediately. So the first one is this, guys. So how would you complete this one? To be or, you should know this, guys.
Not to be.
To be or not to be, right? To be or to die. No, I think it's to be or not to be. Yes, to be or not to be. That is a question, right? So this is so famous. And even in Spanish, we say that, right? Ser o no ser. Esa es la cuestión. So we also use that one there. So that's a very good example. There is another one, which I know that perhaps some of you guys have heard that. But I know it's a little bit harder. So my expectations are lower in this case. But look at this, guys. Oh, let me. Wow, it just froze. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore? If you remember something in the Spanish, it's okay. Okay.
Romeo, Romeo, ¿dónde estás que no te veo? Algo así.
No, yeah. That's the translation, which is popular in Spanish. In English, the complete thing would be something like this. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Of course, this is not modern English, so that's why we've got these structures. But yeah, you see, that is my point. Even if sometimes we don't remember the expressions in English, because chances are that perhaps we haven't read this place, even though in that case we still have something in the back of our minds. So that talks about the relevance of these works. My question would be now, what books do you know? I mean, what plays especially? And by the way, guys, just to give you an example also on this changes in words and everything, the word plays or the word play in this context, when we talk about Shakespeare, the word play refers to to his work. I mean, what how can I say this? When you go to a theater and you watch a show there, what you watch there is a play. You see? So that's what you see. It's not, for instance, you go to the cinema and you watch a movie. So you go to the theater and you watch a play. Okay, so like, I'm sorry, la obra de teatro, that's how you call it, play. So what plays of Shakespeare do you guys know? At least the names. Are there any names that you know of plays by Shakespeare?
No me acuerdo del nombre en inglés, pero creo que Sueño de una noche de verano.
Um, yeah, that's one of them. A Midnight Summer Dream. That's the call of the play. A Midnight Summer Dream. So that's one. Yes, A Midnight Summer Dream. That's one of the books. That's right. A Midnight Summer Dream. Any other guys? Because we are missing some of the most popular. The Taming of the Shrew. That is a good example, but you guys are going too specific. I mean, and I like it to get um to the
Romeo y
most
Julieta.
famous, Romeo and Juliet. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God. Yeah, oh, come on. My keyboard is having a hard time here. Oh, I don't know why. Hamlet, thank you very much, Maria Alejandra. That's actually one of my favorites. I mean, it's my favorite to be honest, and especially because I've got a very emotional connection to it. When I was in school, I had to act it out. I had one of the characters in Hamlet. So these are just some examples, right? Nice, nice. So I think we are good. Um, okay, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you now something is apart from that. So it's like, okay, look at what I'm trying to put here. I've been trying to make this chain of ideas and concepts so we somehow understand exactly what this is. And the thing is that in the case of Shakespeare, well, he has invented certain words. But apart from that, he has also invented phrases. I mean, that's even more interesting because it's not just isolated words, but phrases. So I'm gonna share, guys, with you here three of these phrases. And what I'd like you guys to do is very simple. I'd like you guys, I will give you some minutes, but just like 3 or 4 minutes, just to, and that you can do that individually, I think. I would like you to explore, to Google really quick, what's the meaning of these three different phrases. So we've got the three phrases and the place where they are, where they come from. Okay. That's it. So it's like the character and the place. So for instance, too much of a good thing, that's the character is called Rosalind and the play is called As You Like. then Patroclus from Troilus and Cressida, and Hamlet in Hamlet. Okay, so that's what I like you to do. So I like you to take 3 minutes just to Google really quick these expressions, and then we'll share here with the class what are the meanings of these. Okay, that is what I'd like you to do. So you've got 3 minutes, guys. Okay, guys, so let's see. I mean, I love these 3 expressions, and these are actually expressions that we can start using today, as you can say. So we've got the first one, too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. What does it mean? Felipe?
Well, here I have checked on internet, and that
Mhm.
means like it's like the phrase that we have here in Colombia, that is something can become like bad if it is excessive. So for example, we do something excessive, and that is going to become like. And also I have heard that in Karate Kid. I don't know if you have watched Karate Kid.
Yeah.
They say that too much of something is bad. When you do something like extra, that could become like really bad.
Absolutely right, Felipe. That's exactly what it means. So yeah, anything that is apparently good or something which is good, if it's excessive, it becomes bad, right? So we use it that way. Too much of a good thing. Um, so so for instance, I don't know, like you're talking about a person and you say something like, he is such a nice guy, he always helps us, and he's always there when we need them, but sometimes he does a little bit too much. So I believe that's too much of a good thing. You see, so it's like you express that opinion. For example, in that case, that there's this guy who's such a good guy, but perhaps being so nice is bringing him problems. So we say that's too much of a good thing. You see, that's a very good example of that. The second one is my favorite, and also because that's the name of a song that I really like. So that's good riddance. So what's that, guys? Who wants to share with us the meaning of that one? Good riddance. That's my favorite one for sure out of these 3. Yes, Maria Alejandra, please.
I found that it said like is like you are happy that someone is gone or something is gone. So it's interesting because I didn't know that, and I think it's funny.
Yeah. So let's say you've got this relationship which is not very nice, and then this person leaves. So you come up with, and then one day she simply left, and I say good riddance. You see, that's how you can say it. It's used quite often with the verb say right before. So I don't know. This guy finally left, so she said good riddance. You see, good riddance, if we try to translate it somehow literally, would be similar to buen viaje, more or less. It's not exactly the same, but it's super close. And the song, it's a song by Green Day. Let me show you. It's a really nice song, and I really like it. It's called Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. So I'm gonna just share it over here. It's not like you are gonna listen to it right away, but it's just for you as a future reference. So that is the song. And I really like Green Day because that was the band that I used to listen to back then when I was a teenager. I mean, I still try to sort of listen to them, but not that much. And then when you see that those icons of new punk back then are now like in their 40s, then you feel immediately old. But that's a whole different story. So good riddance, my favorite. And the last one, which is it's also very interesting, and that's something we can use anytime as we wish. Who's gonna help us with that one, guys? The third one. Who knows that one? Who found that one, guys? In my mind's eye. Nobody knows that one, guys? Come on. I know you know. Come on. How come you guys were not able to find a meaning of that one? In my mind's eye. Don't you guys know what that means?
Teacher,
Then
if I may.
yes, Please, mister.
It says
Please.
something about the imagination and one's capacity to close their eyes and picture
Mhm,
a
mhm.
situation on their own minds.
Great, great, great. That's a very good example. So that has to do with imagination or sometimes, you know what, also memory. So it could be those two options. So it could be, for instance, I don't know, in my mind's eye, uh, she's just beautiful. So in that case, you say, that's how I imagine that person. You see, so it's has to do with imagination itself, but it could also be memory. So if you come up with something like, for instance, when I talk about my sister, so I say, in my mind's eye, my sister is just a little girl, but she's actually 21. You see, so in my mind's eye, so that has to do with that, with how I remember a person or how I think of a person, but actually she might be different or something. So it has to do with those two options. Okay, it could be both the memory, so how you got some images in your head out of memory, so how do you remember things. So in my mind's eye, the hometown of my mother is just a little town, but it's actually a big city now, for example, you see. And the other one has to do with imagination, as Danielle described it, and it has to do with how you imagine or how you see things in your head, pretty much that idea of closing your eyes and imagining things. So that's essentially how it goes. Okay, guys, so these are just the 3 examples that I wanted to share with you. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to do something here. And once again, we'll see if that works somehow. We are going to explore some vocabulary. And I'm going to share this with you. Let me see if I can do that. Should I download this? Well, I will share the link with you guys in this moment here on the chat box, because I don't know if you have any problem with that file, just let me know and I will try to download it in a different way. Okay, so if you click on that link, guys, it's a file which is called A Word from the Bard. You know what a bard is? It's super similar to a word in, I mean, the word in Spanish, bard. Don't you guys know what a bard is?
Un juglar.
That's a way to put it. I mean, the actual word in English is bardo, you see, and which is another word for poets. Okay, so poets, bardo, it's pretty much the same thing. Juglar could be close, but it's associated with other kinds of art as well. But we could leave it just like poets. So it's called A Word from the Bard. So as you can see, guys, as I've said before, Shakespeare is created with adding some 1,500, 2,000 words to the English language. And here we've got a list of some words and expressions which are credited to William Shakespeare. Okay, so what are we gonna do? So we have 2 options basically for this activity. One of them was to draw the words, and the other one was to act them out. And that's what I said. It would have been great to be in classroom, so we could do some crazy acting over there. But this way it's a little bit harder. But anyways, the point is, guys, give me a second. The point is that we are going to, first of all, I mean, the very first thing, what I'd like you to do in this very moment is just to scan the words, just to see all the words, and perhaps see if you know any of these, or if there are words that you say, I've got no idea. That's the very first thing I'd like you to do, just to scan the words. Then, in a moment, we are just going, because there are a lot of words, I know, we are going to choose perhaps one part of it. Let me see, just to make it a little bit easier. So once we have scanned the words, we're going to work in groups, and we are going to make a little drawing game right there. Okay, so this is what I'd like you to do. Let me just see how we can do this, because I think this is a lot of words and would take us like, I don't know, 2 days to do this. So I wouldn't like to take it that long. So let me see. Okay, just for the purpose of a class and to make it a little bit faster, I would like to, I mean, first of all, I mean, you can save this file just for you to check the vocabulary later, but we are going to work only with the words on the left column. So let me just show you exactly what I mean. So now that you have the file, guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so for the purpose of the exercise, we're going to focus only on these words, okay? So you can save this file for you guys to have a look at it later. But in this case, I would like you to focus only on this one, the one on the left, okay? The one on the left, this column. We've got how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 words. We've got 22 words over here. So we're gonna focus only on this 22, okay? So in groups, guys, we're gonna go, we're gonna make groups now. It could be the same groups you guys have been working since, you know, the start of this class. And in those groups, out of these 22, you guys will choose, let me think. I think 3 words. You guys are going to choose only 3 words out of the 22, but they must be words that you, of course, don't know, okay? So for instance, there are some which are, I mean, there are words that we know, schoolboy, football. I mean, come on, right? We know that. But I would like you to choose other words that perhaps are just new for you. 3 words which are new for you. But I mean, first, I mean, you have to check the meanings of this and of all the words first, by the way. I'm sorry for that. I just ignored that. So we are in groups and we are going to check the meanings of all these words, right? So we know all of them. Once we make sure that we know all of these words, we are going to choose 3, as I said. We are going to choose 3 once we have checked the meaning of all of them. And then once we choose those 3 words, okay, we are going to go and create an account in this website. This is yeah, it's a website, the one that we used by the beginning of this week. Remember Brightful? I'd like you to create an account here. You can do it with your university account. And once you have created, you can make lots of different games. But the game that I'd like you to play in this case is the same game that we did on Monday. So when you click on draw it, you click then on host a game, you save, and you will create a game. So as you have chosen, oh my God, this cat, it's taking forever. Give me a second and I'll show you how to do that. Please pay attention because this is something we're gonna do right now. Okay, so whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it? Oh no. I think it's assuming that I will. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys, because it's like I was going to play the game that I already created, I think. Oh, give me a second. I'm a little bit confused. But why does it? No. It's like it's as if I was going to use
Teacher,
creator
yeah.
game here. Oh, I'm sorry. So you click on here, you create your game, and it has to be draw it. Remember, draw it. You give it a name, so it could be Shakespeare words, right? And then you create your game. Once you are here, you are going to put. Remember that it's just 3 out of those. Okay, it's just 3 out of those words, and then once you have done that, once you put the 3 words that you have chosen, well, the rest of them are going to I mean, the rest of the group has to draw any of these. So for example, let's say Valeria's group selected 3 words and they put the 3 words here. One, they share the link with us. The person of the group who's going to draw is going to be assigned one of those words. You see, they will have to draw any of these words just to start. Okay, so that's what I'd like you guys to do it. So we are going to we're going to play it just with those 3 words, if that's okay. Is that clear what we got? What we have to do, guys? Because let me think. Let me see. I think I don't know, but I think another way we can do it. I think there is an option right here, right on Zoom. I think I have never used it, but I think that there is an option for drawing here.
Yeah, teacher, you can use like the whiteboard and then everyone can draw on it.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Because I have never used that function, but that would be a little bit faster. Give me a second. Where is it exactly? I don't remember. I remember exactly because what I'm seeing now is that if we use this application, I can see the future, and I believe that we are going just to take forever. So give me just a second as we try to see if that works. So for instance, if we use the whiteboard, is it just, oh, you could choose you could share the whiteboard yourselves, right? I think it also allows you to do that. Like as if you were sharing your screen, but instead you share your whiteboard, right?
Yes, teacher.
There you go. So can we just give it a try? So could you please, Valeria, help me with that? Like share your draw board and let's see if that works better, please. Just to make sure that all of us can see it. I assume that's the case, but as I said, I haven't used that. Yeah, so can you draw anything there? There you go. Let's do that. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's better because if we use the application, that's going to take forever. So same thing, guys. You are going to focus on the words on the left column. So let's forget about rifle. We won't use it because that's going to take forever. So we are going to choose only the column on the left, as we said. We're going to check the meaning of all of these words, right? Then, as I said, you are going to choose 3 words, okay? And each one of the teams are going to draw those words. So for instance, let's say one of the words that I selected was watchdog. So my group is going to share the screen, share the whiteboard. We are going to, I will give you exactly 1 minute for the drawings. That's the time limit. And the rest of the group just have to guess. It is as simple as that. So that means that actually, you know what? Let's cover just 2 words. So we make sure that all of the groups can participate and we can cover the whole column because we have 10 groups normally. So if we have 10 groups per 2 words, that would be it. Okay, guys? So it is as simple as that. Choose the 3, make groups, have a look at all the meanings of all the words in the left column, then choose 2 words and be ready to draw them, okay? It is as simple as that. So I'll give you 10 minutes for preparing that, okay? And then we'll be back here and we'll do that drawing, okay? Is that clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
There
Yes,
you go.
sir.
So we're gonna make 10 groups for this, okay? It's just 10 groups. So you can choose your group and then we'll be back here in 10 minutes. So let's do this, guys. Okay, guys, so we are back here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go group by group. Each one of the groups is going to have 1 minute, remember, and each one of the groups is going to choose any of the 2 words that they have previously chosen. So for example, if you guys chose 2 words, you will decide which one you want to draw Okay, and the rest of us just need to guess that word. Remember that the words that we are using are only the ones who are on the left column of the file that I shared with you earlier, okay? So it is as simple as that. Every group has 1 minute. You guys will try to draw that word that you have finally chosen, only one word, and we are going to guess. It is as simple as that. So guys, you can share your so what for the drawings, you have to click on share, and then instead of clicking on screen, you click on whiteboard. You are going to share your whiteboards for this activity. So we are going to start with the first group, which is David Torres and Magdalene Ojeda. So guys, you are the first to start. So let's see what happens. Let's see how you draw it.
All right. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
So we've got 1 minute starting now.
sorry if I don't draw needed and perfect.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
It's very
The rest of
hard.
us are going to try to answer in the chat box, okay? If we know the meaning of the words. Okay.
Let me see if I can.
May I say it here?
On the chat box, you can text your answers, please. Ladybird.
Yes, ladybird.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Nice, David. And what can you tell us about that word? What does it mean, or what that is that?
In Spanish, it is mariquita. It's a little. You know,
There you go. They call it a ladybird. They also call it ladybug. There you go.
that's why the name of the TV program, Ladybug, I think.
There you go. I guess so. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. You see that this is what I like about this kind of activity. Did you end up just noticing things that perhaps we didn't know earlier? But there you go. That's a ladybird. Although it's funny. I mean, the word itself, you see, like ladybird. That's interesting. If you think about it, it's like it's not a bird. It's not necessarily a lady. But anyways, that's once again the creativity of language. Thank you very much, David. That's it. So we are going to continue with the next group. The next group is Felipe, John, and Lina. So same thing, guys. Just share your whiteboards, draw your word, and the rest of you guys are going just to text your answers in the chat box. So guys, come on, taking forever. There you go, John, Lena. Okay, everyone. Okay, so you have 1 minute. It's starting now. So let's see. Looks like a cloud, sort of. Okay, that's clearly a thunder. Oh, that's great. I mean, they can draw. I mean, several people can draw at the same time. That's good. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Is it shooting star?
I don't know. Is it, guys? There you go. I'm somehow divided in two
Where
options.
where is the beam? There's a moon, but not the beam.
Well, I think that someone in the chat
What?
already know the word.
Oh, time's over. So was it moonbeam?
Yeah, that was done.
There you go. And how would you define that word? What does it mean? What is actually, I mean, what is a moonbeam?
Yeah, the moonbeam is like the light that the moon reflects in the night. For instance, I don't know, when you are in the countryside, there's no light of the city, so you can
Okay,
look for that light of the moon, and you can see many things around
there you
you.
go. There you go. Great. Excellent. So that was Moonbeam. Thank you very much. We're going to continue with the group number 3. We've got Diego and Valeria right there. Thank you, John. Thank you, Felipe. Lina. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, guys. So you guys have 1 minute starting now. Let's see what we got there. Wow. Looking good. Nice. I think it's very clear. They say here, dewdrop. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow, that was great. Okay, guys, and what's a dewdrop?
In Spanish también es como rocío.
Yeah, that's how we will call it, right? Yeah, what else can we say, right? That is the dewdrop, the dewdrop. Great, guys, excellent. Okay, this is flowing really good. Let's continue with the group number 4. And actually, you got like 10 seconds more. Okay, so we are going to continue with the group number 4. That's Camila, Camila, and Melissa, if that's okay with you guys. So it's your turn. And you have 1 minute starting now. Let's see what we got. Wow. Okay. And we got nothing. Would you please? There we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. It sort of makes sense. Love letter, they say here. Is that right?
Yes.
Love letter. Very good. So how can you how would you explain that word? I mean, that phrase is very self-explaining, and I know, but what's a love letter? Anyways. Okay. Is what we think a love letter is, or did you find a different definition or something? So I think a love letter is basically a letter of love, right? That's essentially it. Who could have imagined, right, that this is also an expression coined by Shakespeare? There you go. Okay, guys, let's continue. Thank you. Let's continue with the number 5, which is Clara, Diana, and Tatiana. Please, guys. There we go. So you guys have 1 minute starting. Come on, now. So that's super self-explaining as well. Shooting star, they say. Is it?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
There we go. Have you guys ever seen a shooting star?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
It's just so
Yes,
great,
teacher.
isn't it? It's so nice. I love it. I remember I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, but I remember it was incredible. The very first time I got to see it, it was a day. I think I had to went out of home very early in the morning. I mean, it was like 4 something, and I saw it. And then, I mean, it was like I saw 2 shooting stars on the same week, and that was like, wow, that was so good. It's something very nice. I like it. It's super beautiful. So shooting star, how do we call that in Spanish?
Estrella fugaz.
Estrella fugaz. Look at this, guys. When we compare how these expressions are made in the languages, we see differences, and it's very interesting. You see, it's very interesting because the concept itself of a shooting star doesn't correspond to estrella fugaz. It's specifically, I mean, it's not a direct translation. These are two different ways to see the same thing. So when we talk about estrella fugaz, it's like a star that just escaped, right? Like a star that escaped from somewhere, right? That's a very interesting idea. But the shooting star is different. It's not a star that escaped, but a star that was shot, you see? So so that's interesting. I mean, I really like it just to see how these things have these contrasts in the languages. Number 6, guys, Laura, Miguel Angel, and Nicolas, please.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, you guys have 1 minute starting now. Let's see what we got there. Mm-hmm. Football, they say. Football, is it? No, I don't think so, right? Fortune teller? Is that a fortune teller? Time's up. So
I
is
think
that
that yes, because of the ball.
right? Right. That's what I think. That's also what I think. Is that a fortune teller, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, there
Sorry,
you go.
I have the
There
microphone
you
off.
go. There you go. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fortune teller. Yeah,
Fortune.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say was. I
Sorry.
think it was a good. It was a very decent job there. Where very decent piece of drawing. Nice. I like it. Now, group number 7, Daniel and Gerson. Guys, please. So you guys have 1 minute starting now. Let's see what we have there. Okay, okay. Hmm. Wormhole, they
Diego
say
got it.
here. Wormhole. Okay. This is quite a complex concept, I would say. But how would you define that, guys? What's a wormhole?
Like a small space in space. I'm sorry for being that both time and space don't exist as there is, but rather a coalition between what we know as reality. That is a wormhole.
There you go. That's what I said, that this is super complex. But at the same time, you know, that we have been said that that's well, we normally measure distance in space using light years, right? So we said that any point in the universe is, for example, 100 light years away. So it means that it means literally traveling at the speed of light during 100 years, for instance, when we refer to that. So that's what light years are. It's actually they measure distance, right? And wormholes are supposed to actually break that reality, right? And it's like you don't need to, I mean, because actually we cannot travel at the speed of light because we would become light, basically. So this is a complex concept that it's used in physics, and also they said that that has been coined by by Shakespeare. This is also very interesting. Thank you guys. I like it. It was a very good piece
Oh,
of drawing as well.
excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
But to Shakespeare, it was literally a hole made by a worm. It's
There you
just
go.
up until these days that we say a wormhole is that. Like,
Absolutely right. Yes, it's like clearly not like Shakespeare was coming out with this physics concept, but these days when we talk about that, I mean, of course, we could still use it that way and refer to a hole made by a worm these days, but these days the use of that is more related to physics as well. But that has to do with relativity, and that was clearly not something coined by Shakespeare, but rather Einstein. But anyways, that's the concept. Let's continue with the next group, and that is Ashley, Dylan, Johannet, Maria Alejandra. So you guys have got the stage. Okay, so you guys have got 1 minute starting now. Let's see what they got. Mhm. Horn
Yeah,
book.
it's from book. Yeah.
Okay, and what's a horn book, guys? What can you tell us about that?
We
We
understand. We understand that is like the book that people used like as a reference in, like, I don't know, the 18th century or maybe before.
Yes, what they said. Oh, give me a second, because I got this. This is a very old word, clearly. And basically what they said is that we could basically say that a horn book is it's some sort of a manual somehow. So actually, if you look for the definition itself, it says that that is a book that serves as primer for study. And actually, if we Google that, we'll find actual footage of that, like how they looked, and this is very interesting. That's really interesting to see as well. The horn book. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for that. Let's continue with the next group. That's number 9. We're about to finish. That's Angie, Daniela, and Erika. Please, guys. So you guys have 1 minute starting now. Mountaineer. Farmhouse.
Yes, teacher, is mountaineer.
Okay, and what's a mountaineer?
Is a person who lives in a mountain area.
In a mountainous area. There you go. Great, excellent, super self-explaining, very clear. Thank you guys very much. And then last but not least, the group number 10, we have Alexander, Angie, and Nicole, guys. So it's your turn. So we finish with this. So you have 1 minute starting now. Alligator, cloud. What's that? We've got these
Yes,
two options. Which one? What's the word?
alligator.
There we go. So this is another word which is credited to Shakespeare, alligator. So interesting to see how these words also are part of what he has contributed to the English language. There we go, guys. So that's essentially it. And there is another game that we are going to I mean, that's what I mean. That it's a shame that we are not in class because that would completely change the format. But I've been thinking about how to do this. And I think the way we're gonna do it is going to be this. Give me just 1 second as I look for that. So guys, I'm going to share another file with you in this moment. Give me a second. And in this case, once again, in line with the same thing, remember that we are exploring these different words, but also phrases and how they are used in the language currently. So here is this other link, guys. In this link, what you guys are going to find is different. This time is not just words, as I said before, but what you guys are going to do is to find is some lines by Shakespeare with the characters and the place where we can find them. Okay, so these are lines directly from those plays. And also here we got the characters who have got those lines. So guys, listen up, because what we're gonna do here is an experiment and we'll see exactly how that works. So let's see how that works. This is going to be something very simple, but it's somehow challenging. So we are going to do this once again in these 10 groups we have, okay? It's the same 10 groups. That is my suggestion. That's one thing. The second thing that you need to keep in mind, guys, this activity, by the way, is called Play It, Don't Say It, okay? So each one of you guys are going to be assigned one of these lines, okay? So you guys are going to make the groups and I will give you myself one of these lines. If we were in the classroom, we would actually do the play right there, but we can't. So what we're gonna do, guys, is that I will give each one of the groups one of these lines. You guys are going to brainstorm how to act out those lines, but you will not just act them out. You are going to do some pantomime. You know what a pantomime is? You know what pantomime is, guys?
Oh, teacher.
No? Okay. Let me just put the word right here so you see it. There, oh, let me just type it. Pantomime. So you are going to pantomime those words. It means that you will act them out. I mean, those lines, I'm sorry. You will act them out, but without using words. It's just your physical movement. But how are you guys going to do it? You are going to record a short video, and that's for tomorrow, okay? And this short video should be maximum 20 seconds. It shouldn't be longer than that, okay? So the video, it should be a 20 seconds video, okay? In the video, there could be just one person of the group. You could be all of you somehow. It's your decision. But we need to create a 20 seconds video in which we see you guys, okay? Remember, it could be one person of a group. You could make separated clips and put them together. It's your decision. But the video should be around 20 seconds, okay? It has to be something super, super short, maximum 20 seconds. So for example, out of those lines that I gave you, let's say I just gave you like this one. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. That is the line. So you need to pantomime that. So you need to use your bodies to transmit that message. You can make it however you want. I mean, it's your decision. So tomorrow, each one of the groups is going to present their short videos. You're going to share your screens, or yeah, and you present your videos, and we need to guess what is the line. I mean, I am the only person who knows what is the line that you guys were assigned. But the rest of the groups, they don't know. So they have to guess. They have to guess which is your line. Okay. Is that clear, guys?
No, teacher.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
For me, no. I didn't
It's-
understand.
Okay, so I'm gonna share a link with you here. This link is about pantomime, what pantomime is. So that video explains the concept better. But once again, you guys are going to make it to do this activity in groups once again. I would love to do it individually, but then we would have, 30 people, and that would be like, I don't know. That would be better actually. But I don't know, because that would take so long, and that's why I'm a little bit concerned about that. Let me think, because that would be even better, and that would push you a little bit more, and I like pushing people. I mean, a little bit. So, let me see. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this, because I just don't want to take forever. But as you are not in the same place, that makes it a little bit harder. So, no, I think we need to do it in groups. It's not the best option, but anyways. So each one of the groups is going to be given one of those lines that in the file that I shared with you before. Only one. I will give you one of the lines. And what you need to do is to record a 20 seconds video in which you pantomime that line. You see? So as I said, if the line that my group was given was a horse, my kingdom for a horse, which is one line which is super famous, right? You need to pantomime that. So it means that you need to act it, but you cannot use words. It's a pantomime. It's not acting the word, but pantomime the word. That the line, I'm sorry. That is it. Okay. So you will make a 20 seconds video, and tomorrow we're gonna present those videos. That's it. That's all we need to do. Is that clear now?
Yes, teacher.
Yep, there you go.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, any other comment? No? Okay, so guys, I'm going to open the breakout rooms right now, okay? And I will visit each one of you, and I will tell you what line I will assign you, okay? Because that's going to be a secret. The rest of the groups will not know. It's just you and I. So let's go to the breakout rooms, and I'll be there in just a matter of seconds telling you what is the line that you will be assigned, okay? So let's go. Okay, guys, so this is going to be your line. Let me just put it over here on the chat box. Can you see it?
Yes, teacher.
So it is men of few words are the best men. That is your line, okay? And that's the line that you have to pantomime for tomorrow, okay? That's it.
Okay, teacher.
There you go, okay?
It's a short video.
Guys, I've got a question. I just share a text on another group, but I don't know if you can see it here. You cannot see it
No.
here, right? In the
No,
chat box. What is the last
it's
thing
not
that
possible.
you guys have on the chat box?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay,
Yeah.
I just needed to know that.
The Kennedy Center that our
Great, great.
ORG
So guys,
video
this is,
education.
there you go. This is the line that I like you to pantomime. Here you go. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. That's the line that I'd like you to pantomime, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That is it. There you go, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, guys. So I'm having a hard time trying to find which one is the one that I'd like you to play. I got three that I really like. But let me see. Yes, I like this one a lot. I think this is going to be it. Let me just copy paste it here.
Okay.
You cannot see what I have shared in the other groups, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, because for some reason it looks a little bit weird here. Yes. Sure. This is your line, guys. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Wow, that's quite something. So let's see how you can pantomime this for tomorrow. That's quite a challenge.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so let me see which is going to be. I've got several. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. This is going to be your line, guys. I'm going to share it here on the chat box. This one. I must be cruel only to be kind. That's quite a good line that you guys have been given. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
That's first. Nice. Thank you. That's okay, guys. So let me just share with you the line that I'd like you to pantomime. Give me a second. Let me see. So this is the one that I'd like you guys to do. Here on the chat box, I will copy paste it. Here you go, guys. It is a white father that knows his own child. Okay, that is the line that you guys are gonna be playing. Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay,
There you
teacher.
go. Thank you. Okay, guys. So, let me see. Let me see. There are several that I like. I love this one. Look at this. This is going to be your line, guys. I'm gonna copy paste it over here. Oh. I had rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad. I love it. I love this line. So this is going to be the line that you guys are gonna pantomime for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
There we go.
Why, hello there.
Oh, hello, mister. So guys, I love the line that I'm going to give you. Look at this. I'm going to copy paste it over
Looking
here.
forward to it.
Yes, it's going to be a great, amazing. That's one of my favorite ones, actually. Look at this beauty. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I don't know exactly how you guys are going to pantomime that, but that's going to be something serious. Okay, guys, so that's your line.
All right.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, I'm finally here. I'm trying to choose the best line for you guys. Let me see. Because there are some
Teacher,
which are
and
super quick.
we
Uh-huh.
have a lot of questions that is that you say that just one person have to
It doesn't
record.
have to be one person. It's your decision because there are several ways that you can put it. You could make
Exactly.
fragments with each one, just one person. I mean, it's your decision. The point is that the final
Because-
product needs to be this 20 seconds video. That's it.
Because we were thinking about recording los cuatro,
The four of you, yeah.
the four of us, and in Zoom, and just, well, in just 20 seconds, and that's it.
It could work. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Let
That
me
was-
see
I
if
guess
that's.
that was our question, right, guys?
Let me see.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, let me see if this is a line that hasn't been given. Okay, guys. So this is the line that I would like you guys to play. This is the line. Look at this. The quality of mercy is not strained, is dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. Is blessed him that he gives and him that takes. That is your line. Okay, so let's see how you guys can put that together. There you go. There you go, guys.
Okay,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Quality of mercy is not.
Okay, guys, so I'm here.
Yeah, teacher.
So this is your line. Look at this. Oh, give me a second. Here in the chat box, I'm copy pasting the line that I'd like you to do for tomorrow. Here you go. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. That is your line, okay?
Okay, teacher.
There you go. Have fun with that.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, guys. So let me just share with you the line that I'd like you to pantomime for tomorrow. Give me a second as I'm choosing them. Let me see. Let's see how you guys put this together. This is your line. I'm gonna just copy paste it over here. Here you go. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. That is your line, okay? There you go, guys. So let's
Okay,
go.
teacher.
Let's go back to the breakout room, to the main room, as I will give a final instruction, and then we're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Okay, guys, so we are here. So each one of the groups was assigned one of the lines, right? You can do it however you want. At the end of the day, remember that the product that we are going to share tomorrow is going to be simply a 20 seconds video. That's it. So it can be just one person recording him or herself. It could be all of you together. I mean, it's your decision. There is no limitation regarding your creativity. The important thing is that in the video, it should be you. So don't use some sort of Powtoon or something like that, or a PowerPoint. That's not what you need to do. It's like, I need to see you. That's the only thing that I'm requiring. And apart from that, remember, it's a pantomime, so which means that you cannot use words. It's only moves, okay? That's only what you can do, just with your physical movement that you are going to express that line. It is as simple as that, okay, guys? So that is the homework that we have for tomorrow. Have you got any question, guys, about this exercise?
No, teacher, any.
There you go. Great. So,
Yes, teacher, I have a question.
yes, please.
can we use like effects or like soundtracks or something like this, or just we have to appear?
Effects. Well, remember that you cannot use sound, okay? So if you mean graphic effects or something, you can, but there is no sound, okay? Absolutely no sound in what we are going to do. So you cannot speak, nor you can use sounds to reinforce what you do. It's like completely without sound, okay? That's the only restriction. But apart from that, you can do anything you want. Just I need to see you, that's it. And if you want to add some sort of effect or whatever, you can do it, but no sound, okay?
Okay, teacher.
By the way. Thank you for that question. So guys, I'm going to call the attendance right now. Let's see. I'm gonna call the attendance really quick. So here we go. I'm gonna stop the recording in this moment.